I'm Mary Radnofsky. Once you're diagnosed with dementia, you're entitled to support from your healthcare team, your community, and your government. You qualify for social services, medical and financial benefits, and all you need is a clear diagnosis from your doctor, records, and results, test results. So if your doctor never gives you a diagnosis or your medical records, you can lose out on these services. People with disabilities need and deserve these services when they can no longer work. You deserve them. There will probably be more paperwork than you ever imagined in your whole life. There may be a few financial and legal battles. Get ready, get help, and get organized. You can still live a happy life, though you may need time after your diagnosis to figure out what it is that's going to make you happy. It's going to be different for everyone. You're going to want to set up a system so that the people around you can understand and check back with you often to make sure that they know what is going to make you happy, that they know your wishes. You want to be able to tell your loved ones as soon as you can, and as soon as the doctor knows. In fact, under the Convention on the Rights of Persons with Disabilities, a United Nations treaty that has been signed by the United States and ratified by over 175 countries, it's your right to have the same access to information that people without dementia have. That means you get to have your medical diagnosis and your records and an equal chance to communicate your wishes. Major decisions in your life will be impacted. There's no escaping it. Though in different ways for different people. For example, once you know your diagnosis, you may have a new idea about how and where you want to live. That's great. You may want to find out about different accommodations for people with disabilities. Education, rehabilitation. You're going to live well for many years, so you want to set that up as soon as possible. From the moment we're diagnosed, we're on a different path than what we had planned in life. But that's already happened countless times. Every time you make a new friend, change jobs, or fall in love, you change paths. Okay, so now life includes dementia. Maybe we have to slow down. Maybe we have to change the way we do things. But at least it gives us time to consider what it is that's really important and meaningful to us. Now, honestly, I probably wouldn't have chosen these circumstances to reevaluate my life. But this is my path now, and I'd rather know the full truth about it than not. I've had dementia now for over 12 years, though because of mistaken diagnoses, I've only been sure of the diagnosis for the past 4 or 5 years. But learning about it has been absolutely vital to the choices that I've made. And it has helped me make peace with those 8 years where everything was in chaos for a very long time. Back then, instead of understanding that everything that was going wrong in my life was due to a disease, I had to try and make sense of all the mistakes that I was making, of my financial losses, of my failed relationships, of the depression and the isolation and the grief and the exhaustion. And I lost out on 8 years of medication that would have controlled many of my symptoms. Today, even though my disease has progressed, I'm feeling much better. I'm doing much better. I'm actually healthier in lots of ways than I was back then, because now I understand what's happening, and I can actually make a difference in the quality of my life on a day-to-day basis. I know people who've had dementia for over 20 years. They still have good lives. They're still advocates. It's in part because they've figured out how to recognize, minimize, and manage their symptoms. There are many different kinds of dementia. Symptoms that go way beyond just forgetfulness of Alzheimer's. For example, people with some dementias just are illogical. They mix up facts and dates and information. They move slowly. They lose their motivation. They get distracted or disoriented. Some cry more easily. These can be early warning signs of dementia too. So if you know people who are displaying inexplicable changes or these social symptoms, help them find out the truth. We are resilient human beings. We can accept the truth, whether it's a diagnosis of dementia or something worse. We just need to know what we're dealing with, because the more we know, the easier it is to recognize the path that we're on. The better informed we are about our health, I think the wiser decisions we'll have to make. And we want to make wise decisions about our life, because this life is definitely worth living. And that's the truth. Live well. Thank you.